Hi, for class today, you might want to try a couple essential oils. I like lemon for cleansing and purification. Also, lemongrass is awesome for that, especially for the kidneys and things like that. And peppermint is great for cleaning your mental state, cleaning your aura, cleaning your all the clutter and things that go around. So go ahead and put a couple dabs in your palm if you want to. Rub it, smell it, place it around your neck. Could be awesome, or another day. So or whatever essential oils you like, but these could be great for some spring cleaning fun. So I have my mat out here just to show you that we have one. You don't have to use a mat for this particular thing. We're going to warm up the core just a smidgen before we get into spring cleaning the shoulders. So go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. Clearing out my sinuses with that lovely essential oils. And as you hug the knees to the chest, allow your breath to move into your belly and press against your thighs if your thighs and belly can touch here. If they don't, that's okay. They know they're in the same area. And inhale about 6 counts. Pause the breath for like a smidge, just so you understand, oh, that's me pausing, and then exhale for 6 counts. Again, pause to acknowledge that pause. Oftentimes we want to make a circular breath, but today we are acknowledging the slight pause between. So it's a conscious pause, not a habitual pause. So inhale for 6. Slight pause, consciously pausing, and then exhale for 6. And as you exhale, allow more to soften in the guts, more to soften in your bladder, uterus, prostate, rectum area. So that whole lower pelvis starts to relax. I find it's really useful to do some work in the pelvic region before we start to open the shoulders. Give us a foundation. Because sometimes our arms and our shoulders and our upper body is stabilizing, gripping, and holding because it may not feel so solid in the base. A couple more breaths here. This is also amazing if you've been sitting at the desk or the computer. And then go hug the right knee to the chest, and then exhale, bring your head up. Now you don't have to bring the head up if you're nervous about flexing your spine in any way. And then exhale, change it. And then inhale, and then exhale. And just keep alternating back and forth. And start to play with your feet as you do this, between flexing and pointing. Have it be part of your movement. So it doesn't matter how you do it. I can flex as I extend, or I can point. I can do 2 points, 2 flexes. I can alternate on all of it. We've done about 8 or 10 of those. And let's sort of double time it here. You can breathe on each one, or take a nice, long, slow inhale on a few. And then a nice, long, slow exhale on a few. I'm flexing my feet right now because it's just fun. And then bring everything in together, exhale, then inhale up and over the head. Again, if your neck or you don't want to flex your spine and that way bothers you, you can keep your head on the floor like I'm doing now, or you can bring head and knees together. And bring it back in. And exhale. From there, go ahead and bring your right leg up. Again, you can bring your head to your knee, your head on the floor. You may need to bend your leg here, other legs barely off the floor. And then change. So if your hamstrings aren't quite so warmed up, this would be a fine position, or here, or however straight you can make it for yourself at this phase of the morning, or afternoon, or evening. Or for some of you, middle of the night. But just feel that connection between your toes all the way up to the top of your skull. So I'm really feeling that circle that I'm making, that connection between my head to toe, and then just double time that. A few rounds, again, head can be down. And bring the legs up. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Legs come straight down, about 6 counts. Exhale back up. And turn your feet out. Charlie Chaplin legs. It's really coming from the hips, but you're looking at your toes, so it's probably going to be more effective if you just think about that. But if you have the body awareness, we're keeping the legs parallel here and then rotating them from the thigh bone. So you're changing what's happening in your lower pelvic region. So you're getting a slightly different set of muscular engagement here. And then open the legs around, circle, bring them down. Exhale, bring them up through the circle, up. Keep repeating this a few times. We'll do a couple more now. So we're going to go around in a circle. Inhale, and then exhale, bring it straight up to the center. Inhale, straight down. Exhale, circle it out and around. Again, you can be flexing your feet. So circle around and down, pointing them. Just include them. And don't hold them in. I mean, you can hold them in one position, but I think it's nice to use the feet in different ways. It also connects different things in your ankles, up through your shin bones, up into your thighs. And that's enough of that. Thank goodness, right? And now just go ahead and cross it over. And just cross. Again, if it's too much for you don't want to round your spine, just take the body so you're getting a diagonal line from your hip to your shoulder. You can just sort of do it on the ground here. So if you're nervous about flexing your spine, and those of you that are nervous about flexing your spine, you know why. I don't want to say it out loud, but there's reasons. And then you can double time that a few times if you want to. Or just here, whatever you want to do. And then hug it in. Hold. And then bring your feet to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, curl tailbone up. And then inhale back down. So exhale, just a little pelvic shift, pelvic tilt, lengthening the lower back. And come back down. Exhale. Come back down. Exhale. Come back down. One more exhale. Stay there. Inhale, right arm over the head. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, left arm over the head. Exhale, come back down. This time, inhale, right arm over the head as your head goes to your left. Exhale, keep the head there as the arm comes back down. Inhale, left arm comes up, head comes to center. And then as you exhale the left arm down, your head goes to the right. Inhale, right arm comes up, head comes to center. Exhale, right arm comes down, head turns to the left. Inhale, head comes to center, arm over the head, left arm over the head. Exhale, left arm down, head turns to the right. And then inhale, both arms up as head comes to center. Keep the arms over your head. Exhale and inhale, lower the spine down. Take a moment, give yourself some traction. Good. Take a moment. Play. Okay. So now, knees in, inhale. Oh, let's start with Winston's pose. So go ahead and lay on your side. So legs are, knees coming right out from the hip, feet underneath. My arms are right out from my shoulders. You may want to put a blanket or a pillow underneath your head. Palms are on top of each other, and then you're just going to slide your top palm. So you're going to feel your fingertips, arm right into your shoulder blade, and then move your shoulder blade right back. So I'm just sliding my fingertips just enough so I can move my shoulder blade on my ribs. So for right now, I'm not really moving my ribs. So it's not very big. Really allowing ourselves to tease out the smallness, those small areas, the small nooks and crannies that don't get cleaned out very often. Let's do a couple more. Sliding. And then that's enough. Let's bring it back. Take it on your back. And just notice if you feel a difference in your shoulders from just doing that little movement. Shoulders or neck, or where, if anywhere, do you feel a difference? We'll flip to the other side. You're going to see my back. So hopefully it will demonstrate how little my ribs are moving as I move. So now I'm in Winston's pose. And so I'm just moving my fingers and sliding fingers, arm, and then feeling my shoulder. So I'm not going into my ribs here, see? And then bring my shoulder blade back. So my fingers lead out. And let's have my shoulder blade lead it back. It doesn't have to be that way. You can have fingers lead out, fingers lead in. You can have shoulder blade push it out and pull it in. But for today, let's just have the fingers lead it out and the shoulder blade bring it back. And it's tempting now to get bigger and bigger because I've been doing it for a little bit, but I'm just going to try to, have a little restraint and not let myself get deep into the ribs because I really want to right now. So I'm even going to get smaller here and see what happens. Can I get smaller and see what happens? Is there a bigness to the small? And then roll onto your back. Great. Take a moment. Just notice that there's a difference there. Do you feel a difference? Now there is a difference, but whether you feel it or not, it doesn't really make that much difference. I mean, it makes a difference because it feels awesome when you feel it, but just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it's not working. So once again, Winston's pose on your right side. And now we'll go a little bit deeper. So fingertips, I'm going to feel it into my shoulder. And I'm going to feel my shoulder. I'm going to take my glasses off here. My shoulder up into my collarbone. And then into my sternum. My sternum will lead me into my ribs, which leads me into my spine. And then bring it back. So just see if I can feel that sequence and just start smaller. Shoulder blade, and see, can I feel it into my collarbone? Can I feel that shoulder blade moving my collarbone, which then will eventually move my ribs, and then bring it back. So if you want to even get more surgical and precise with yourself, just do it even smaller right now and just go fingertips, shoulder blade into collarbone, and see if you can just enjoy those three. If that's just too small for you right now, then just go fingertips, shoulder blade, collarbone, and see if you can get it into the sternum, feel your chest and softening. So you're really softening that heart area in the front, which will help open it in the back. Take a few more. And then bring it back. Now I can feel a sense of relief just from doing that. The vagus nerve is very, there's a lot of vagus nerve stuff here in the neck. So as we start to release this shoulder neck area, it may actually create a sense of well-being or calm as the vagus nerve, that parasympathetic system starts to kick in and we go, yeah, it's okay to be me. Sometimes I think shoulder stuff that we have shoulder projects. It's a little posturing, a little bit of being who I'm not. It's a little bit of putting on a front. It's a little bit of the big word masking today we're using. So, but there could be just some sort of not being, there's some aspect of me that's not okay to be me. So I make myself be someone else. So in opening this area, hopefully we're making it okay to be me. Tight shoulders and all. Let's lay on the back. Maybe not on the back, flip sides. This maybe, you'll see the other side. So again, we're going to go fingertips, shoulder blade. It's going to come around, lever into my collarbone, and then maybe back. If I took it all the way, it would be going fingertips, shoulder blade, collarbone into my sternum, which would then lead into my rib cage, which then would lead into my spine. So it could get a lot bigger there. But for now, in the spirit of the vagus nerve, maybe I just choose to stay fingertips, shoulder blade, collarbone, just to really allow that area to get a little bit of love, attention, acknowledgement. Now I am going bigger here. So those of you that, if you are watching on the video, you can see that I am going into my ribs at this point. I'll back off a little bit in the spirit of smallness. Okay, now just play around a little bit more. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you've probably been playing on your own anyway, but I'm just talking, narrating myself here. Going into my ribs deliberately now. Feeling it more connected because I took the time with my collarbone, sternum, shoulder blade, collarbone, sternum. It's a much fuller experience for me now. So I'm rolling onto my back. Take a moment. Is there that sense of a sense of feeling of relief and relief or release? I actually feel that vagus nerve sensation, that sense of relief all the way down into my guts. And we'll paint the rainbows. So in Winston's pose again, and now fingertips. Then you can take it all the way as far as you want to the ribs, and now reach it out and over. Now here's where the unicorn comes in. Unicorn farts coming out of your fingers. There's the rainbow coming over the head. Oops, I didn't give myself enough space there. Running into the wall. Give yourself space. So sliding it up and over. My head is following my hand. See if I can keep my ribs relaxed instead of poking them out. As my arm goes one way, can my ribs be carried by my arm? And then the arm comes back over, reaches past my hand, and then hands together. That's neutral, that would be home. Sliding out. This is all peripheral initiation. Again, making sure my ribs go with my hand instead of countering my hand as they go the opposite direction. Then arms come over the top and slide back. It's a different experience if your ribs are staying more to the front and poking out that way. It's a different experience. Can they be carried and softened down into the floor? Can my front ribs soften down? Take it back a few more times. Let's just do a few more rainbows. In your own time, play with that rib as you open, connection. Let's do one more. That one was softer. And come back. And then roll onto your back. Again, take a moment. Notice if there's any more relaxation here. Also, the clothes you wear may affect how you relate. I know as a woman, we wear bras, and these yoga tops have these shelf bras, which come right around the rib cage, which to me can be a little bit annoying. But for camera purposes, I'm wearing one. And it kind of also makes my ribs feel a little bit overactive sometimes. And sometimes my ribs like to press against that shelf bra. So they poke out more, and I kind of posture here a little bit somehow because of just that sort of band of sensation there around my ribs. Anyway, maybe that's true for you, maybe not. Lay on your side. Maybe that was too much information, but hey, never too much information, always good information. Winston's pose, paint the rainbow, slide it up and over. Again, feeling that sense of my rib being carried instead of my rib poking out. And then take it back over, fingertips leading. Slide it through shoulder blade, collarbone, sternum, as far as it wants to go. And then bring it back over, letting my eyes follow my fingertips if possible. If that's not possible for you, do what you can. You may not get your arm all the way to the ground, by the way. I could have said that earlier, but I didn't, but I am now. So when you go back and do this again, remember, if your arm doesn't go all the way to the floor, that's okay. And it may not go to the floor because of your shoulder. It may not go to the floor because of your waist or your hips. It doesn't matter at this point. The point is work within your range of motion right now. Being worthy enough to do less. Worthy enough to go smaller, because smaller may take you to bigger. Go, how does that work? I don't know. Try it and get back to me. How does it work for you is the question. I can tell you how it works for me, but that would maybe spoil all the fun because it might be different for you. All right, coming back to neutral, slide back to home. Nice. My glasses back on because I may want them. And then bring your knees into your chest, arms out to the side in a letter T or cactus. Inhale, exhale, lower the knees to the right, and then take your left arm over the top and come into sort of a loose fetal position. Then the left fingertips go over the top, opening, and then bring the knees back to center. So knees, hips lead over, fingers come over into loose fetal position. Right fingers lead over the top, opening out into a twist, which brings your knees back to center. Knees lead over to the right, left arm fingertips follow into loose fetal position. Left fingertips go over the head, opening up, knees back to the center, knees to the left, right fingertips over the top, and then right fingertips over the top, bringing your knees back to center. One more time, knees to the right, fingertips over the top. Inhale, take your arms open, and then just stay there in the twist for a moment. The idea of opening up the collarbones, the sternum, you may feel that ribs, creating some sort of a rotation in the spine, which does some stuff into your hips and feet. And then close it back up onto the right side. Take a moment and then inhale, right fingertips lead it over, and then bring the knees back through that action. Knees to the left, fingertips over the top. Right hand over the top and stay in the twist. Feel that connection between your fingertips, shoulder blade, collarbones, sternum, into the ribs, softening the ribs into the spine, and that takes it down into the legs. That's the pathway of weight. Can you feel that connection from your fingertips all the way to your toes through that pathway of weight? fingertips, arm, shoulder blade, collarbone, sternum, ribs, spine, pelvis, legs, toes. Get back over the top. And then bring it over it, and then let the knees come back. Hug knees in. Great. Feet to the floor, flat on this, feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling. And then if you have a foam roller, bring it out. Otherwise, you can roll a blanket up. A little roll. The foam roller is different because it's firm. Or lay your spine on it, and it's also long. You don't want to have, I wouldn't have your head hanging off the end of this here. So ideally, your tailbone and your head are on the same roll. Now, my foam roller's gotten kind of flat in place over there, so it likes to go to where it's a little flatter because I've rolled it out. But just allow your arms to drape over. Take your head, if your chin's moving to the ceiling, take your head, fingertips, and just bring that basketball part of your head up and out and down. So you're pulling your head up and out of your asana. So chin's going to be drop more to the thing, and then just let it be soft so it's not forced. And then can you let those lower ribs sink down towards that foam roller? If your feet are flat on the floor, you'll have more stability here. Just take care now. Take that breath again at the beginning. Inhale for 6. Mini pause. Exhale for 6. A mini pause. Take a couple more. Go ahead and bring your arms out to letter T. Feel your shoulder blades possibly around the foam roller. So you can actually squeeze your shoulder blades into the foam roller just to see what that feels like, and then move them apart. So see about bringing your shoulder blades into the foam roller and then your shoulder blades away from the foam roller, even if it's just a little 1/4 of an inch. Can you feel some movement in there? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. From there, now bring your arms up, palms facing each other. Inhale. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down onto the foam roller. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down around the foam roller. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down around the foam roller. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down around the foam roller. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades down around the foam roller. And then inhale the arms, keep the shoulder blades there. As you inhale, arms open to the side. And then inhale, keep the shoulder blades where they are. Slowly bring your arms back. See if you can keep relaxing your hips. And one more time, open. Keep the shoulder blades dropped and relaxed. See if you can keep softness in the chest. And one more time, bring the arms up. Keep the shoulder blades dropped around the foam roller. Arms back out. Bend your elbows. Bring your arms down towards your sides. You don't have to go very far. You're going to start to get a different opening through the chest. Now your arms are bent here. Slide your arms up and over your head on the floor. And then draw the arms down. Bend the elbows. They don't have to go all the way down to your hips. Keep your hands on the floor if you can. If they need to raise up some, that's okay, but then go smaller. If your hands aren't on the floor, then you're just doing your best with your arms over your head. Okay. If your hands are on the floor, see where do they need to come off, and don't go past that. If your arms are not on the hands are not on the floor, then you're just doing up here, and you may want to stop now if your hands are not on the floor. Then bring your arms all the way down by your sides, palms facing the floor, palms of the floor, and then palms to the ceiling, and then palms to the floor, palms to the ceiling. Now straighten your arms, palms to the floor, so my elbows are not on the floor. And I'm going to rotate my palms, wrists, forearms up to my upper arm bones, palms to the ceiling. Now I'm going to start from my hands, forearms, elbows, upper arm bones, and my palms to the floor. So now I'm going to do the spiraling action through the arm. Okay, it looks like this, but it's down towards the floor. Just getting a difference of sensation there. And now inhale, palms facing each other. Inhale, arms over the head, all the way up and over. Keep my spine on the foam roller, and exhale back down. And then inhale, float them up, about 6 counts. Let traction in your upper back, lower back. Exhale. So I'm getting traction in my whole spine here. As my shoulder blades become free, my rib cage can breathe, my spine can lengthen. And from there, place your hands wherever you like them on the floor. And then if you can, raise your right leg up. Place it back down without moving your bodies. Move your body as little as possible. Just float your left leg up and back down. Right leg up and back down slowly. Left leg up and back down. Keep alternating legs if you want to try it with both. But if you keep your spine on the foam roller, it's way harder. See if you can do it without tension. And then if you can, you might want to do one leg at a time. Bring both legs up. If you can't do if you can't do both legs at the same time, just have one leg up and just hold there. I'll do just one leg. You just hold there with one leg, and then just start to barely bring your other leg up just to test. And eventually get both legs off. Stay there and then start to slide your arms out to the side. Then move your palms to the ceiling. Palms down. Palms to the ceiling. Rotating through that whole arm. So palms, wrists, forearms, upper arms, all the way into your collarbone, shoulder blade region. Okay, that's probably good. And then lower your legs down, either one at a time or both. And then roll off of your foam roller. Take a moment and feel. Take a moment to allow your body to release into the floor. Mini Shavasana. Now some of you can take a full Shavasana here. If this is going to be the end of your class, then carry on. Great. Otherwise, roll over onto your hands and knees and slide into a down dog. Just to feel that sense of space through your shoulders. So this would be a place where you can stop and just do that as your practice. Have a nice juicy Shavasana, or continue with the next video.